Hello everyone, and thank you for purchasing my June card class with the Hues of Happiness Suite. I hope you enjoy every one of these cards that we are going to put together and craft together today. So let's take a look at them. You should receive enough material to put together 2 of each card. Please email me if I've missed anything or left anything out. I will get it in the mail right away. I use the envelope as the little pouch so you can make each and every card out of each and every envelope. Okay, so there's even extra basic white in there for you to stamp on and color. So here's the first card. Here's our cute little easel card. Isn't this DSP beautiful? Cutting the flowers out. So I do 2 where I cut the flowers out, and then 2 that we color them with the blends. Look how cute this card is. This is such a fun fold. We're going to have fun making this card. It's easy. Easy to make that card. And then this one right here. Now, if you've ordered the blends from me, you're going to get a melon mambo so that you will match the glossy dots. I had to use sweet sorbet here because I don't have the melon mambo. And at the time of making this video, it's been ordered. It's just not here yet. I talked with Stampin' Up! The other day, and they said it's taking them 4 days to get orders shipped now. And then, you know, you have time to get here. So if you add that to the week, you know, that's an 11-day turnaround period right there. So really, it's taking a couple of weeks for things to get to me. So that's why I'm still going to use that sweet sorbet. But I think it looks okay. But you guys will love the Melon Mambo blends. All right, back in just a second, and we'll put one of these together. Okay, let's go ahead and start with this card first. Now, I have to admit, I had a little trouble remaking this card to get the flowers on this outside corner. Let me show you what I did. So this one came out the other way, which is, it's fine, you know, which is, it looks great. But I really wanted the flowers on the outside. Then I did it again, and I made the same mistake. So we're going to talk about this. And I am actually at the bottom of this piece of paper right here. So this paper is graduated in color, and the bottom piece right here is more of the yellows and the pinks and the corals. Okay, but we're still going to use the blue and everything. It'll still look fantastic, but this one did cut properly. Okay, and so yeah, so because it will then go like this. Okay, but we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to use these 2 pieces, but I'm going to cut another one with another piece from the DSP. No problem whatsoever. But I wanted to show you that it's all about the angle with this. And I learned that I was trying to put this together yesterday, and it wasn't working too well for me. So I had to stop and walk away from it and kind of figure it out in my head. And then I was like, oh, it's the angle of the paper. So yes, anyway. That's where we're at with that. We're going to use a little Granny Apple Green and Gorgeous Grape. Okay, so here's our card. It's so absolutely adorable. And we're going to go ahead and cut these flowers out and some greenery. Whenever I do a class, it's just like I craft right with you, and or at least I try to, until I run out of paper because of so many tries. I had to laugh at myself, but yes. So we will construct this card together. So at least I have some other beautiful cards here to give away, though, too. You know, so because I was already to this point in the video and had to stop, you know, so I was like, oh my word. But that happens, right? Okay. So, but that's what I'm here for, really and truly. I'm here to figure it out. Okay. So let's go ahead first, and let's go ahead and stamp on our envelope, because it's easy peasy right here to stamp. I like to kind of do the envelope, then the inside of the card, and then I do the outside of the card. Only because then when we're done with the outside, then everything is finished. So Granny Apple Green and some Gorgeous Grape. And I don't want to make a mess on my cardstock here, so I'm going to move this to the side. And I'm just going to go ahead and use these outlined images. They're so pretty, of my flower here. And then on the back flap, and then just some greenery. And I love these lined images. Just something a little different. I turn that leaf upside down and just stamp the back. And then let's get this front part. A leaf flying that way. And then this way. Now these lined images also are fantastic for, you know, coloring in. But I'm not going to do that on the envelope, on this envelope. I'm just going to let it be nice and lined out like that. All right, now, our next piece right here, this is the inside of the card. And this piece is 5 1/4 by 4. It should be in your kit. And what we want to do first is run the little die through that has the, oop, I have the wrong one here. I want the one with the dashes. Which is somewhere around here. I want the, here it is. Okay, sorry. So there's 2 of them, okay? This one almost looks like a notebook. We'll use it on another card, but this one we're going to use the dashes, okay? Now, what I do in my classes is with each and every card, I try to use the entire set of stamps and the entire set of dies. Not on each card, but through the 4 cards, you will get to use each and every one. So that's why a lot of them are designed in a certain way. All right, I'm going to move this pad out of the way for right now. And we're going to bring in the Stamp Cut and Emboss machine. This way, I feel like if you use every single one, you know, you might get an idea and say, oh, I'd like to do a card, you know, with such and such. So I'm going to use this. Now you have to watch right here. Right up here is the blade, okay? And we want to see our little holes, right? So the blade needs to be at the top of the paper. Just kind of center that. Now I am using the magnetic plate, which they've taken away for some quality issues, but I'm still using mine. I'm not having a whoop, I have my Stamp Cut and Emboss machine backwards, don't I? I need my handle on my side so I can turn it. That's what's going on there, but I'm not having any issues with mine, so I'm going to use it. Okay, so let's look at this. Wonderful. See, our little dashes are on the bottom, which is so much fun. This is just too cute, right? All right, now we're going to take a scissor. And I'm going to go ahead and cut these ends off right here. Just slicing them straight. Just like that. Just to kind of make that look like almost, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of something that would be in the library, right? Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Let me clean this up because we do have flowers to cut in a few minutes. And two of the cards I did with this cutting the flowers out of the DSP, and then 2 of the cards I did with coloring them. So let's move this aside for right now and bring our Stampin' Pierce mat back in. Whenever you have photopolymer stamps, it's always good to use a cushion underneath it. Now the red rubber stamps, you don't need to. I'm going to stamp congratulations on here in Gorgeous Grape. And I need to leave enough room, okay? Leave enough room right here, maybe like a 1/2 inch, to allow your glossy dots to go there. And I don't want to put the glossy dots on first because I'm afraid if I hit them, I won't be able to get a good solid stamp. So just make sure that you leave enough room. So like I said, I'm doing about a 1/2 inch. I think that'll be fine. Kind of centering that up. Perfect. Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and add my glossy accents to this, my dots. And I want to use a large right here. And this is the Take Your Pick tool, and I want to put that in the center. Whoop. You stick right there. And then 2 mediums, 1 on either side. That looks so pretty, right? That's so nice. Okay, now the inside of the card is completed. Let's move that aside. All right, now let's go ahead and cut out some flowers together. Okay, so I have, and I've been cutting flowers like crazy from these, okay? So let's see, we need this large, gorgeous grape one right here. And I love when Stampin' Up! Does this with the DSP so that we, you know, sometimes you don't have to stamp, right? So I want that large one right there. I want a pool party with the little stem. How cute. I like the little stem. Just like that. And I'm just going to slice these right out of here. And I need a pool party, and I've really cut them all up, but I need this one, and I've had it, like, I've cut mine from the darker shade here, but as you can see, I have really used this paper a lot, so I'm going to use this one. This lighter one will be fine also. So a little pool party there, isn't that pretty? And now we're going to cut some greenery out of here. I need two of the double leaves, and then one of the larger one right here. So let's go to the edge here, and let's just start to slice out some of these. I'm going to come up around here. And I'm going to cut that one out, because see, our dies cut these out perfectly. I love that. Stampin' Up! Does this a lot now with their DSP, and I'm so happy for that. And then right here, and let's see, let's do this one right here. It's a little bit darker. You come up through here. This is a pretty pink one right there, right? Okay, I think that's what we need. And that will make our card look beautiful. All right, now let's go ahead and get these cut out with our stamp cut and emboss machine right here. So like I say, I like to craft right along with you. And so, you know, if you're following, you're probably putting dies up here and getting things situated, okay? So there's that. And we'll have to run it through one more time for the extra little double one right here, okay? All right, now, let's go ahead. This die is for this rose, if I'm correct. Do I have the right one? If not, we'll get the other die. I think I need the other one. Oh, I wanted the other rose. I don't want that rose. Okay, hold on. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Let's go ahead and add a pink one. Let me see, let me see, let me see. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to add this larger, yeah, I'm going to add this one right here because I want that shape. It doesn't matter. Use any ones that you want. I want this shape because I'm going to use that other shape on another card. Okay, there's that one. All right. So, and we're just going to have a nice, you know, hues of happiness, hues of color on our card. It's all going to match. So this, of course, lines up perfectly. And let's go ahead and get our greenery right here. Like I said, I boo-booed up this card a little bit yesterday trying to make it. And I was like, oh my word. So I did use a lot of product. I have to admit that. So that's why, too, I was like, let me do this one first with them. And look at all of this that we get to cut all at one time. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, now, let's talk about this big flower. See this scoop right here, and then it kind of goes flat on the flower? That is my best mark, my best mark. You might find another one, but see, I see it going like right here, okay? And usually, yep, that is what my eye goes to quite well. And so usually, you know, and it fits perfectly. So that's what I do, is that little flat part there. See, no other place really has that. So I look for that, and that's my little marker. Now I'm going to put this on the top, get everybody cut out here. Oh, they're so pretty. And then we're going to make the base of the card. All right. I was worried yesterday, I have to admit. I got a little worried. I had to walk away from it. I got a little concerned that I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to run out of paper trying to figure out what I did, you know, when I constructed this card just the other day. You know, look at how pretty that they cut out. Aren't they beautiful? And this one, look at that greenery. Nice and dark, and it's got all kinds of shades. So we need this one again. We don't need that one. And we'll use our pretty flower right there, right? Get that off of there too. You know, I have to admit about the, what the problem is with this magnetic plate, what they're saying is that it's separating on either end. Now, I am not having that problem at all. And I had a lot of questions about using it like with the Big Shot. So I don't know if maybe that happened when people were using it with their Big Shot. I don't know, but I just use it with this machine because it was constructed for this machine. So I don't know what happened. At this point, now I'm not saying that it couldn't happen tomorrow, okay? But at this point, I'm not having trouble with it at all, you know? So we'll see. But you guys know, I'll tell you the truth all the time. I always tell you the truth about what's going on. All right, there we go. Now, oh, we have such pretties. Okay, let's go ahead. And these two I'm going to put down with Tombow. And all of this I'm going to use dimensionals on. So let's go ahead and put those on there. Let's put one here. I think one on each will do just fine. And I'll get the backs off. This way then we're ready after we get the base of things cut. Okay? There we go. Now, I'll just move these up to the top here. My surface. All right, now, the first thing we're going to do is a practice run with the base of the card, because it wasn't the base that I was having trouble with. It was that one piece of DSP. So your base that you have is 8.5 by 11, okay, which is a perfect piece of copy paper. We're going to do this first with copy paper. I found that this was the best way to teach this, and you guys, just in case you're afraid of, you know, messing it up a little bit, you might want to practice with a little bit of copy paper, because it is 8.5 by 11. This is a piece of scrap paper. So mimicking the score lines, we're going to fold it in half, okay? So when we do this on our paper, and then we're going to fold it in half the other way, and this will give us like our pretend score lines, because we're not going to score copy paper, right? So it's like you've scored it at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2, just like that, okay? And we have 4 equal sections. Right now, we're going to fold this on the long side with the fold part to the right, the open part to the left. This is important. We're going to put this into the trimmer where the little trough is that takes the blade, okay? So you're going to put your point in there. You're going to put where it junctions here at the score line into right up to that little cut, you know, where it can cut it, okay, right into that little trough right there, okay? I think I'm lined up pretty good. Now, let me say this with paper and DSP. Take your blade, when you get it all lined up, start here, go up, and then go down. And this will pull right off, okay? You do that so that, because if you're coming up a lot of times, you'll get, it almost feels like it's a knot in the paper, and it will crinkle up your paper, okay? So start in the middle. You'll see me do that, okay? Now, when you open this up, this is what you have, okay? And you're perfect. Turn it over, take the flat side, put it up here, and get this at the 4 1/4 inch mark. That takes this score line right into that little trough and slice it in half, okay? All right. Now we have 2 pieces. And this is what you want. You want this piece here and this piece here, okay? So you can kind of see with just this scrap paper how this card is going to come together, all right? So now let's bring in the real thing. Let's bring in, you should have your piece of Gorgeous Grape, 8 1/2 by 11. You're going to score with the 8 1/2 at the top at 4 1/4. Now here's where we're going to use our score lines. 4 1/4, okay? And then turn it where the 11's at the top and score at 5 1/2. That does the exact same thing, just like we're folding that copy paper, okay? Just like that. Let me scooch up there for you. Okay. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and fold your paper in half this way. I like to put it up on my, right here, on your score board, because this will make a perfect angle. Then bring it over and let it touch, and it'll take that little bit of like a bubble out, I guess, that you get, you know, where that score line is. We'll use our bone folder in just a few minutes. We have the side that's closed to the right, the open side to the left. We're putting our point right here into the little trough, coming down to where the score line intersects right here. Make sure now with this you have it perfect. Really look at it. Get your points into that little trough. Get them right where you need them. Okay? Now this paper is thick enough to where you can just slice. Okay? Take that off. No problem. I know you're like, ah! Okay, we're good. Flip it over to where we have the flat side at the top. Go to 4 1/4. And slice it in half, okay? All right, I'm going to just put these to the side. Now, we're going to talk about the outside piece of this right here, this DSP. My problem was, now let me find my piece that I was going to work with. Here it is, okay. I want this side, this angle right here, to have the flowers on it, okay? So when I cut it, because this piece of DSP is 5 1/4 by 4, all right? What I want to cut it on the diagonal. Now this is a different piece because I've run out. So when I was cutting it like this and having the lower part sticking out, not good. That's where I was messing up and everything was going backwards. The upper part where it's 4 inches right here, this upper part right here, this point has to be on top. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. See how I'm lining this up? Because then visualize, okay, this angle right here, when you slice this, this is that right there, okay? And that's where, when I was like, how am I not doing this right? And I cut this, and then I sliced it in half, and I was like, oh no, I wanted to do that one on camera. But it's okay. We're going to do this piece, but then we're going to substitute, of course, with this. And this way we have our little cross, you know, our X's. So see how this is? Now, the way that, with the other cards, what happened right here was I had this like this, okay, to where this side was here. You can visualize it, okay? You can actually visualize it when you cut it, that it was going to fit on this side. See, so that's why I want to absolutely have 1 point of the 4 inches toward the top of the cutter, because then you can put your card right up to it and visualize that triangle right here in the lower left portion of the card, okay? So when you place this in here, pretend it's this one right over here. When you place your DSP, you want this angle, 4 inches, has to be right up here, the 4-inch side, okay, on that angle. And then just put it into the little trough. Take your blade, put it into the middle of the paper so it doesn't grab it, and slice up and down, okay? Now, when I flip this, okay, this is going on the inside, this is coming on the outside, okay? I hope that that kind of made sense to you. So I'm going to move this aside, and we're going to pretend that this is together, okay? We're going to pretend that this is together. This is the piece we're using, 5 1/4 by 4 of our Hues of Happiness DSP. My 4 inches at the top, my point is toward the top of the trimmer. And then I'm lining it up, okay, right here, because I'm visualizing this angle right into this angle of the card, okay? And then put it down in the center. I cut it, okay? Now here's this. I flip this over, and now I have it. I have it. Okay, so it's all about how you turn this DSP right here when you cut it. Not that either way is wrong, okay? But when I make a card and then I do a class, I want to be able to deliver it to you the exact way. And if I have trouble, I think you're going to have trouble, and I'm here to work it out for you. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. Wonderful. Now, the other thing we have here, and you can feel it, okay? We have a little fuzzies, and we have a little like an edge where we cut, okay? So first, let's take our fuzzies. Let's get rid of our fuzzies. This is a very old nail file. I bet the thing is 20 years old, as you can see, okay? And you don't want to use a new one because you're just taking off the fuzzies, okay? Now, where the edge is, take your bone folder and just run over your DSP where it's been cut, okay? This way, the edges go away. And just get that down there, okay? So now here, and here, and here. Perfect. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. Now that I've moved all of this around and probably have confused my own self. No, not really. It goes like this, just like that. Okay. Now what we're going to do is take these angles, fold on the score line. I also have an edge up here. I'm going to run my bone folder over it and get rid of it. It gets rid of it right away. And just take that down. We're going to do the same thing with this one, folding in. Okay, we're going to take that down with our bone folder and take that edge down. Wonderful. And like I say, if you have fuzzies, just file. No big deal. Sometimes with your blade, it happens, right? Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and put these two together. And it very, very simply to put together, as you can see. We're going to put some Tombow here on the back. Right here. Hello. Okay. Okay, here we go. Put that right here. Beautiful. All right. Now we're going to match this up. Bring it up. I bring it up to the score line and just kind of let it fold it, you know, down into it. And then I'll tap, tap, tap to get things nice and even. You don't want to see anything behind, okay? You want it to really line up nicely, and it does perfectly. Perfect. Okay? Now the two pieces that we cut, we're going to angle this one here. I love these flowers. They're so pretty. And the little X's are so cute. I thought it went really well. Okay, we're going to go ahead and I got kind of a little blob of glue there, and I want to spread that out. Okay. I saw that as I was flipping it over. So we want to go ahead and place this here in this angle. Just like that. Perfect. And now we're going to put this angle right here. And remember, we flipped it over. And it fits perfectly. Let me tell you, yesterday I had to walk away from this, and I went out there and I was vacuuming the pool because I was like, let me do something and think. So, you know, it's a no-brainer doing that. So, yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I was vacuuming and I was like, why am I having trouble? Why is the paper the opposite? And all of a sudden it came to me, oh, it's the angle. It's the angle that I'm cutting it at. It's the diagonal angle. So really, really watch that and look at it twice. Look how cute that is, right? Look at it 2 or 3 times before you cut, okay? Now, it's very important that we put a very thin line. This is where I don't even want to use tear and tape because 1/4 inch is almost too thick. I want to put a very thin line right here on this side because I'm going to flap it over, right? That's the inside one, okay? So right here, a very thin line of Tombow. Because with the card that we made a few minutes ago has to fit in here, right? To the lower edge of this pocket, right? All right, now I'm going to fold this over. Just like that. Now I'm going to bring glue right here on this side. So yeah, so yesterday that rarely happens, but I had to walk away and think. I was like, come on, what did I do here? That was funny. And now I'm going to bring this over. Look how pretty. And right here. I'm not going to put glue there. Not necessary. Now watch. We already have the inside completed. And this is going to slip in here wonderfully. Look at that. How cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so happy with that. And we already have our envelope completed, right? Let's go ahead and place our gorgeous flowers. Let's put our flower over here that has the stem. And now we're going to take our greenery that has the 5 leaves, and we're going to just kind of place it behind here. I put this one up with dimensionals. Isn't that cute? And it doesn't matter if it hangs over as long as it's within the envelope. Okay, let's go ahead and place our large flower right here. Came out so pretty, right? Let me move this down just a little bit because I want to see that one there too. Okay. And now I'm going to put this beautiful one right up here. Oh, gorgeous. Now we're going to take 2 of the 2 little ones that we cut out. And I'm going to place one here. That's awesome. I put these on with Tombow, put these down flat. You could pop them up with dimensionals if you want to. It is your choice. And I'm going to put this one right here. I want that to show behind it, that little bit of greenery that's in there already to show behind that one. How cute. All right, now let's get some more glossy dots right here. And I want to put a large one in the center of this gorgeous grape. Isn't that pretty? This gorgeous grape flower. Then I'm going to take 2 small ones and I'm going to place them up here, just accenting this beautiful flower on this side. And there is our card, our first card. I am so happy. I figured it out. I'm so happy that I could bring it to you the proper way. And yeah, this was a big accomplishment for me. How funny, right? I hope that you will have good luck with cutting, you know, the base, okay? So remember, copy paper. You can always use a piece of copy paper to try it out on first so that you don't cut your DSP the wrong way or your cardstock the wrong way. And remember, it's all about the angle of this right here. So, you know, just like think about it first. Look at this one as it flaps over as you're cutting it. Do I have the correct angle? Okay, it's all about that. All right, I'll be back in just a moment and we'll put together card number 2. Okay, now with this lovely card, we do a lot of coloring with our blends. Now I am going to use, I still have my sweet sorbet here instead of the melon mambo for this flower right here. And that's really the blend that you'll want, is the melon mambo. It's on order, it just hasn't got here yet. So we'll just go with what we've got here. But this is such a beautiful card. The focal point of this card is the die cutting right here that we're going to do. And here's the inside. So we have a base here of Mango Melody. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And the outside is Calypso Coral, 5 1/4 by 4. And then you're going to go ahead and die cut from there. Then the inside is Basic White, 4 3/4 by 3.5. You'll have an extra piece of Basic White, 4 by 8.5, to do all of our stamping on. And I'm going to already cut the rectangle stitched piece out right here for you to stamp on, because I never know if you really have those items or not. Okay, so, and then we're going to die cut these. So we have a few things to do here, which is a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and start with our tag here on the outside, and we'll orientate like this to a landscape mode, the way that this opens like this. See, you can do it like that, or this one I did like that. Okay, all right, now so let's go ahead and stamp the inside and get a little coloring going here. Whenever we color with blends, I like to use Tuxedo Memento black ink, because it is the ink that kind of holds everything in. It holds the ink in there when you color. So I want to take my small little flowers here with the 3 little flowers. They're so cute. There's 2 of them, and there's die cuts, images with both. There's a lot of dies with these. I actually, let me show you this. I use, for this card, I use every single die but 3. Okay, so these are the 3 that I don't use for this card. That's it. Other than that, we use everything. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp our flowers right here. And then we're going to stamp Friend in Calypso Coral. Now I just re-inked this pad, so let's see how we do here. Oh, that's nice. Okay, and I'm going to put it right here by the flowers. You have a nice area to write your sentiment on. Very nice. Okay. All right, beautiful. Now let's go ahead and color our flowers. I'm going to take my light Granny Apple Green and the little nib tip here of it, and I'm going to color just in these little stems just a little bit. And a lot of times when it's real little, I barely move this. I just kind of dot it so that it's in there. I'm going to take some dark Daffodil Delight and do the inside of the flowers, just like that. Then let's do a light Calypso Coral on the middle one. And again, I'm using the little nib tip because everything is small here. So the color is a little bit darker when you use that tip, even though you're using the lighter blend. Just like that, okay? And now you'll get your light Melon Mambo, okay? You'll get your light Melon Mambo, or you can substitute, I have Sweet Sorbet or any kind of a pinkish red that you've got. But I can't wait to get my Melon Mambo blends. When I called them the other day, they said that it was taking them 4 days to get everything out of picking when you place an order, and then a good 7 days to get to you. 7, 8, 9, that's 11 days. So it's, you know, from the time you order, it's 2 weeks almost. Because you might run into the weekend. Isn't that pretty? There, so yeah, so it just takes a little time, that's all. Let's go ahead and add this to the inside of our card while we're getting everything done. Take some Tombow here. So pretty. There's that. Okay, now let me bring our tag in right here and our saying, sending many thanks for all you do, in Calypso Coral. And we're going to put this right here in the middle. I was saying on the other video that when you have photopolymer stamps, you use a little mat to give you a good cushion so that you get a nice solid image. And as you can see, that's exactly what happened there. I'm going to put 3-dimensionals on the back of this because I already know I'm going to pop it up. And if you have red rubber stamps, then you don't use the cushion because the red rubber has the cushion in it, okay? Because it's not like this, just clear, okay? All right, now let's go ahead and let's do some stamping. So here is this piece. And I'm sending 8.5 by 4. And we want to get our Tuxedo Memento black ink out. And I think, am I done with, yes, I think at this point, I'm kind of done with my Calypso Coral. All right, so all of this we are going to color with our blends, but I want to go ahead and stamp everything first. Bring this over here. We need 1 large flower. Okay. I need both of my little flowers, my little bouquets of flowers. Okay. So you just stamp right along with me, just like that. Okay. I need this rose right here. That's kind of I call it the swirly rose because it has a swirl in the middle. Right there. And then the flower with the stem. Right there. And now I need 2 of our stems with 2 leaves. And then I need this one once with the 5 leaves. Okay. We'll color these in just a moment. Let's go ahead and bring in our envelope. And on here I'm going to go back to this flower arrangement right here that has more flowers in it. The other one has 3. So I'm going to put this one right here. And we're going to stamp the back right here. Just like that. Okay. All right. Now, everything is nicely stamped. Let's go ahead and move all of this aside. We're going to color in just a moment. And I'm going to bring in the stamp cut and emboss machine for just a second here. Well, actually, no. Let's go ahead and color because then I'll bring in the stamp cut and emboss machine. We'll cut out all of our pretties and we'll cut our background also. Now, I'm taking a scrap piece of paper and slipping it into my envelope because the blends will bleed through a little bit. And we're going to color this right here. I'm going to use some Granny Apple Green. And again, just the little nib tip. These are just so small. Okay, I'm going to do this side too. Easy coloring, no shading or anything like that. Now let's go ahead and you'll get your Melon Mambo. I'll use my Poppy, or not Poppy Parade, Sweet Sorbet. And I'll color these. Now you could do the center of the flower first, or you can do it last. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to color some of these in Sweet Sorbet. Let's get that one. Let's get this little one up here. Okay, we'll continue doing our coloring of these beautiful flowers. I like that they come in a little bouquet. Now on the flap I don't have anything behind it, but as you can see it bleeds through. So over here I have a piece of paper in there. Okay, now let's go ahead and use our light flirty flamingo, right? Isn't that what? No, I'm sorry, light calypso coral. I was looking, it looked a little pink to me, right? But it is calypso coral. That's a coordinating color with this set. Of course, in the book you can see, because you got a half a pack of the paper, but in the book you can see all the coordinating color in your catalog. And I use what it coordinates with, so definitely calypso coral. Just like that. I guess I could leave that cap off. Let's use the dark Daffodil Delight so it'll show up really well here. Good. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now I have my piece of paper in here and I want to make sure that it's all the way over and down. And just because I have this in my hand, I could have stamped this a little bit darker there, but that's okay. So we'll just use that. And let's reverse the coloring, because here we did the 2 with calypso coral. Let's do 3 with calypso coral here. And so hopefully you are coloring right along with me. And you know, like when we do things like this, I'm going to skip that flower because I'm going to do that in, I'm going to call it Melon Mambo, but we know that mine is Sweet Sorbet. But you'll use Melon Mambo. And then we're going to skip that one, and we're going to come over here and do this one. So pretty. What a nice little envelope, right? And I know it takes just a little bit of time, but hey, we're having fun doing our cards and class today. Or you might be breaking it up, you know. A lot of people do like 1 card a day, something like that. And but I try to keep everything in the envelope so you know where you're at, and if you have to stop, you can put everything in your envelope so that you know where you're at when you get back to it. Okay, look how cute. So let's take a look at this piece of paper. Yeah, see, I see a couple of splotches on it. And then in the envelope, you can definitely see where it comes through. But it didn't come through to the back, okay? All right, wonderful. So let's put that to the side. And let's go ahead and bring in all of our flowers here. Now we're going to go ahead and do our coloring together, okay? Let's take your Melon Mambo, and I'm going to get this little one right here, and I'll probably just go around and do what I can with this one marker, and then I'll do the other 2 in Calypso Coral, and then when I drop down to this one, I'm going to do these 3 in Melon Mambo. And this little one here, I'm trying not to touch the inside of that one the best I can. Now, a lot of times with an alcohol marker, I don't actually move it, I dot. Only because there's just not enough room. You know, it's just a small space. So I let the alcohol kind of spread out. And I find like the best way to do that is just touching the tip to the paper. just like that. Okay, let me get my Granny Apple Green here. And we'll color these in. So, I am going back to work for just a little bit. Not long. Just to help out my last boss. They have an associate coming. If you don't know me, while I'm coloring, we'll just talk. How about that? Let's go ahead with our Granny Apple Green here and color our leaves. And this time I'm going to use the brush tip because I'm going to get a nice light color with that. And I'm going to be able to cover more area. So, what's been going on today, she called me this morning and she's got an associate starting in her practice. And they can't find anybody to work. So they're interviewing people, so I'm just going back for like 3 weeks. Just to help out while this new process begins there at the office. Because I know the job and like that. So I'm glad to have everyone here in my class at this point. For the month of June. So it's 2 weeks in June, at the end of June, and then 1 week in July when somebody's out for her vacation. I'm going to fill in for her. So that's nice. And I'm a dental assistant, so, and I am an endodontic dental assistant. That has been my profession throughout my life. Until I started Stampin' Up! And started my own business and absolutely love doing this. You know I do. If you follow me, you know I love this. I'm going to do a little green stem here. And I think we're good. So, with all of that being said, I'm going to put this cap back on here and take my light. You have Melon Mambo. This is Sweet Sorbet, so the color is going to look a little different, but I'm going to do this one right here. And this one right here in the front, I'm going to do in the dark. Yes, so it was very nice of her to call. They're in a pinch. And I said to her, I said, well, when you're the CEO of the company, you can go ahead and do this. So that's the glory of me, having Stampin' Up! As a business, is that when something like this comes up, and I really do want to help her, I was with her very first day when she bought the practice that I was in, and I was actually brought back to a practice because it was her first day, and I was brought back to kind of acclimate her into learning how to work a practice, and that's always been my specialty, is more consulting. Although, I'm always at the chair, always assisting, but I'm a very good dental consultant. So with a lot of courses that I've taken throughout the years. So she saw the way that, of course, what I did with her and the first year that she was in practice. And so now here she has somebody new coming, and they're a little short-handed and cannot find anybody. This is the thing. When you call somebody 63 to come and work, now I've got the dark Sweet Sorbet. You'll have the dark Melon Mambo. And I'm just going to color this down in here dark. And it'll just give it a little bit of dimension there just because it's dark. Now, but yeah, when you call somebody, this cracked me up, really, that is 63 years old. I'm going back to my Calypso Coral here, and kind of ask them to come out of retirement to help just a little bit, which is fine. I mean, I can... It doesn't hurt my retirement for me to do this. So she was like, we can't find anybody to work. I said, I know, that's what I see, throughout the community. So, yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. But I'm still going to be doing this. maybe, you know, for those 3 weeks, things will be abbreviated, that's for sure, as far as my lives, you know, like that. But it won't interfere with anybody ordering. You know, I'll just answer my emails at night and in the morning like I used to do when I used to work. And I won't be doing as many lives on Facebook and YouTube, but yeah, I don't care to go back and help. Let's go ahead and do the center of these little flowers with our dark Daffodil Delight. If you wanted it a little bit lighter, you could use the light Daffodil Delight. So there's that. Cute, right? Look how pretty everything's coming, right? Okay, now let's go ahead. Speaking of Daffodil Delight, let's go ahead and use that in what I call the swirly rose, because it swirls here in the center. I'm using the light, and I'm going to color the entire flower. Watch how I do this with the shading, excuse me. With the shading. There's a few ways when you use blends that you can shade. You know, you can put down a lot of dark color wherever you want, and then go back over it with the lighter marker, and it will reactivate the ink and spread it out. Or if you want a little bit of a darker effect, this is what I found. You use the light marker with the brush tip. Then use your nib tip of the dark marker, because this tip is like a little bullet tip there. It is dark. And now I'm just going to do a little highlighting around here. I don't really want to touch too much of the center of that, but I want to come up like around here. See how much darker this is? Almost giving it like a golden tone, right? So I want to bring that in here. And let's see, let's come up around here. I want to leave that center, that yellow right there, just like that. How's that? Let's see, I think I'm going to do this side over here. There we go. Just like that. That's it, okay? I see a little bit where I came out of the line here, and it's a little bit darker. So what I'm going to do is come in with that brush tip and just look at that. Just blend that right out of there. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one in Calypso Coral. Again, I'm going to use the light. See, and this gives it more of a dramatic look where it's very definitive of the color and the shading. A lot when you do it the other way, it blends out a little bit more. But I wanted something to stand out and just show you something different that you can do with your markers here. Now, I'm going to color everything but the center. I don't want to color that center. So I want to color everything here, the entire flower, with my light Calypso Coral, just like we did. And remember, we've got to get dies on these, cut these out. We have to cut our beautiful background piece out of the Calypso Coral yet also. So yeah, along with doing the videos today, I've been kind of talking to the doctor, and also a friend of mine. I was like, wow, this came out of the blue. And you know, I just kind of figure when things like this happen in your life, God is taking you in a direction that you need to be. And I didn't ask for it. It came to me. They called me. I did not call them, you know, to say, hey, you have any temporary work or anything like that. So I always figure that He's got my back and knows what I need or knows what my family might need. And, you know, so... yeah, I think it's best to do this. Look at how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to take the dark Calypso Coral right here, and I'm going to take the nib tip. And kind of where these are overlapping a little bit, you know, where you see the petals where you think like they're overlapping, go ahead and take that dark and put it in that area. and you're going to get the prettiest flower. So this is kind of like doing it the opposite way. You know, a lot of times, like I said, we add the dark and then we go over it with the light. We want it to blend out. But right now, what I want definitive lines. So just like where these things kind of twist around the interior of the flower. So anyway, yeah, I just kind of figure that I should. And, you know, it's like she was laughing. She said, you said you could take a week off of your crafting. What do you think about taking like a few weeks off? I was like, how many a few weeks do you need me? She was like, 3. I said, okay. I couldn't say no. She's really sweet. So not like, and I know that if you follow me, you've heard me in certain videos be like, I never want to be a dental assistant again, you know. Well, I don't want to be that on a permanent basis, but if somebody's in a bind and they call you and they're asking for help, you know, you're going to go. You're going to do it. So it would just be easier with the new doctor coming in too if it was me, because I've already worked with everybody, know everybody, you know, so that's pretty good. That is awesome. And I know the office, so that's wonderful. It's just easier, right? So, okay, I just touched that up. Look how pretty that flower looks. So it just looks like the more that I added the dark to it, the lighter some of the other Calypso coral got, right? Isn't that cool? Okay, now let me move all of these markers out of the way. And let's bring the Stamp Cut and Emboss machine in. Nice. So here we go, here again. And this is what's so fantastic about, you know, having the big one, even if you had to use washi tape or whatever, is that, okay, now see, here's my little swoop. I'm looking for that little swoop right here where I have the straight piece, and it just lines up for me perfectly right away. Isn't that nice? So yeah, this is the great thing about the big one, is that it all, you know, you can fit a lot of things on at one time. So let me do this. There we go. Let's get our, oh, look at our pretty little bouquets of flowers. They're so pretty. I love flowers. I love to craft with flowers. I can always think of something and somewhere to put them, and, you know, here's our other little bouquet right here. This is gonna, these two are gonna go on our sentiment. That didn't take really that long to color everything, right? So right here, okay, good. All right, let's go ahead and cut these out. We'll put it back through one more time to pick up that second leaf there that I wanted. Nice. Here we go. Let's see what we've got. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh, they're so pretty. Look at how pretty they are. You know, the more the color sits with the blends, the nicer it looks. And that black ink, that Tuxedo Memento black ink, it holds that alcohol in there perfectly. Look at these. They look so great. I love that how we did with the, you know, just defining some of that flower. And it's going to look so wonderful on the card. So here is these guys. Oops, did I put the... I did. I put my greenery in my cup there like I was done. I got to do one more. Come out of there. Okay. This looks so pretty. Oh, I love that. Look at that dimension with the darkness on that flower. Now, of course, if you did not want that to be and have that much dimension, you can go ahead and go over it with the light, and it will blend out that, you know, those darker lines, of course. So let's go ahead and do this right here. Perfect. So I love doing this on camera with you because I know now that I've sent you enough paper to do it, you know. So there's been plenty of times when I've done a video and I've run out of paper. I'm like, oh, this tells me, wait, I got to make a note. I got to send you more paper. So there's that. I always send you enough to make the entire card. All right, now, in your kit, you have a piece of Calypso Coral that's 5 1/4 by 4. And now we're going to use this die right here. And notice that it has this little like cookie thing up here, a little sprig that hangs out here. I want this at the top, okay? This at the top. Okay, so when I mount this on the card, this is the way it's going to go, just this way. So I like that to curl up that way, because then when I put it over here, I'm going to have it curling down this way. And I like that transition, okay, with this. So let's go ahead and place this right here, giving us almost to the edge there, all right? Almost right to the edge. There we go. And let's cut this one side. So I'm going to run it through. Now there's intricate pieces, so I'm going to run it back through just a couple of times just to be sure, okay? That everything is cut. And pick this up. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to turn it and see I have my little tail or hooky thing, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to put it right here. And I'm putting that to the edge right there, the best I can get it. Okay, also right here, just kind of scooching it over to get just as much of the die as I can to the edges, okay? Because we're going to be busy in the middle. We don't need to worry about the middle right there, okay? All right, now let's roll this through. And again, I'm going to give this just a couple of times back and forth, making sure everything is released. Good. Perfect. Now we're going to take this out. And now we're going to pick this up. We'll use a little brush on that. Let me move this aside. And now the take your pick tool, you can get a brush. I just have the old way of doing this where we had this was a separate look, there's still paper in it. Where this was separate, a separate item. But this take your pick tool, you can buy the brush that screws into it, which is really, makes that a universal tool, which is really, really nice. But it does the same thing. It pops all these little pieces out. I just still have the old way of doing it just because if I've got it, I might as well use it, right? Until sometimes, you know, you can use this so much. I've used it so much before that I have actually worn out the bristles. This is actually my second brush, I believe. So we'll put that aside and then I'll scooch this over here and clean that up in just a few minutes. Just some essential little crafting elements for your craft room, you know. Little brush, clean stuff up. Okay, now let's look at this and make sure. See, all of these other little ones, they're very much attached. This one's not. You can see it where the where it's all the way around. See, these are attached, you can tell. So that's good. Let's go ahead through here. These are all attached. I think that one's, nope, that one's attached. Okay. Yep. Got them all out but two. That's awesome. Great. All right, now, here, remember we did our base, and we already have the inside done, completed. The envelope is completed. Our sentiment is completed. All of our die cuts are completed. Let's go ahead and place this on our card. We want to make a layer here. And, you know, because of everything, it's kind of curling, right? So we want to go ahead and add our dimensionals. So let's go ahead and add them up through here. Wherever you can get a full one, it's a good idea to place it. Okay. Let's see, there's one. Okay. And then we'll go back and put some of the cut ones that I have already cut. I always, whenever I finish my dimensionals, I always cut the edges when I finish the insides, the full pieces, okay? And you know, because this is curling, we definitely want it to, you know, adhere down. So what I do, get the piece here, is I have a bunch of them all cut up on one of these, and I'm just going to go ahead and put them here in the, on these edges right here, where we're not going to see them, of course, all the way through, right? We don't want to see them. So there is a good place. Get a little skinny one. There we go. And let's get two over here also. That one there. And let's get this one here. There we go. And I think we're going to be okay. If we need to sneak any more under there, we will. Okay, let's move this aside. Bring our card base in. Check to make sure it's going the right way. Because if you've seen, sometimes I have put it on upside down. Okay, now this will go on the front here, and watch how it allows that mango melody to just come through. And it's just so pretty. Isn't that pretty? Oh yeah, that's plenty of dimensional. Isn't that nice? And it got it down flat, nice and flat. Okay, great. All right, now I want to go ahead and add our sentiment. Let me get these off the back here. And we're going to add this to this lower right corner right here, just like that. And now what we're going to do, okay, well, I'm going to use this little press and seal thing, but now you don't have to have press and seal to do this, okay? You can, of course, position these with dimensionals any way you'd like, okay? So, and you could just put them down with dimensionals. So I'm going to make my little bouquet here, or my focal point of my card, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of lay these out where I want them. And let's like put this one under here. I know you might have already seen this press and seal little trick, but anytime that you do work with flowers and you're constructing like what it's going to look like, okay, just like this. See, and pick this up. Get it really seriously. Get it where you want it, okay? Not where it's like, oh, okay, that's good. No, you really want it where you want it. Okay, so that has to come here. Okay, I wanted that to look like 4. Okay, all right. So, do we like it? I like it. I'm not off of my card. I'm, you know, coming into a focal point there. I have a piece of press and seal here, and you can get this at Walmart. Oh, watch! I think it. Oh no! Did it stick itself together? Oh, here it comes. You can get it at Walmart in a big roll. I use it in the kitchen anyway. So. Okay, so here it is, all right? Now, we have our nice little bouquet there. I want to move this flower now that I'm looking at it. I want to move this one down into here. And that here, and this into here. Yeah, like that. Okay, all right, like that. All right, now, where it's the side that's sticky, I just lay it over my collage there, and I just... Let's just pick that up, okay? Flip it over. Now, everything's in place. Okay, now put your dimensionals. And here I'm going to make sure that I've got those two kind of stuck together with a dimensional. Okay? And here, you know, I'm just coming into where things are sticking together and adding these just to give it a little help. And then go ahead and put them where you need them, of course. Put that there. And we'll put another one here. It's a fairly large arrangement. Now up through here, I'm going to come in with these guys, and see these straight ones? I'm just going to put like every other, just to hold it. I don't know, I think I need one right here. Yeah, definitely. Well, you know, I'm just going to get all 4 of them. There. We'll just be sure that we've got it right. Okay, and I'm going to take these backs off. Let's see, between sticking to the dimensionals and the press and seal, right? And then here. Okay, good deal. Get that out of there. Okay. All right, now, of course I could have used a smaller piece of press and seal, but see, now you can move this around. It's not going anywhere. That's really nice. So here's our card base. And now I can go ahead, and where would I like this? See, now I can kind of move it around if I want it over here, but I know I want it right there. I want my stem, my yellow flower, and this to go right onto that. Oh, that's so perfect. Okay, now you can peel your press and seal back. And now anywhere that you feel like you need a little bit more adhesive, like this guy definitely needs something, that guy definitely needs something. Okay, you can take some glue dots because they're flat, or you can sneak in some Tombow. The glue dots are a lot less messy for something like this. And I'm just going to adhere this right there. Okay, and this guy needs a dimensional out here. No big deal. We'll just sneak it right under there. So it helps to get everything positioned, and then, you know, once you flip it over and have most everything down, you can go ahead and stick in some extra dimensionals, adhesive, wherever that you need it to support your little project there. And that's perfect. That's all I needed to do. A glue dot and a little dimensional right there. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and place our little bouquets of flowers. I'm going to put a dimensional here, right there. And I'm going to place this one here. And just let that overlap right onto here. Now, if you wanted to, you can put a glue dot. Give it a little bit more stability under that one little flower right there. We'll hold it down nicely. Perfect. And then here, this I'm going to put out like this. So I want my dimensional right here. I'm going to take a smaller piece right there from that other card. And I'm just going to flip that over and take it to the side. Now, as far as our glossy dots assortments, here I'm going to use, this is so pretty, like a Daffodil Delight, the big one. Oh, I love that. Love it. Then I'm going to use a smaller one in the inside of the rose there where I kind of left that light. And it's going to help shine through, and then the dark around it looks so pretty. Now, of course, you have Melon Mambo, and that's going to really enhance that flower right there. And put another, you know, just sprinkle these guys all over the place. You have them. Have fun with them. Let's take a medium, let's say right about here, and let's take a small. I love these Melon Mambo ones. They're so pretty. I love that pink. Let's take a small right there, and there we go. How pretty. Well, let's take another, let's see, I'll put another yellow one out here. Another Daffodil Delight one. Right there. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at those flowers. And you learn that little technique with the press and seal. So here is our second card in our beautiful collection for this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed that. We used a lot of dyes with that and some coloring. All right, back in a few minutes, I'll put together the third one. Okay, this card is so much fun because it's an easel card, but they're so quick and easy to make. So it'll fold down like this, and of course then that's an A2 size card. Look at those beautiful flowers in yellow with our Melon Mambo pink. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. And then it'll hold up like that on a desk. And then when you open it up, I made a birthday card. out of it. Isn't that a pretty birthday card? Okay, let's start with our envelope. We're going to have fun with this envelope and stamp up the side of it like that. I learned that when I did my incentive trip convention. Sarah and Shelley stamped with us, for us, on, you know, live. Oh, they're hilarious. And so this is with Granny Apple Green. And they went up the side of the envelope. Why didn't I ever think about that? It's so simple to think about that. I'm going to use Granny Apple Green and Melon Mambo with this card. So I definitely have fallen in love with this. It's so simple, but it makes the card and the envelope just really look so awesome. And it doesn't matter if it comes off of the envelope a little bit. Just like that. And then I think I am going to put a stem up here, should I? Yeah, just like that. Isn't that fun? You have plenty of room to put a return address right there, the address and the stamp. And just a little bit of ink made that fun. I like that. All right, now that we have that completed, in your envelope you have a little piece like this. This is from the scallop contour dies. You know I use those all the time. I use them a lot, I should say. And we're going to stamp "You are wonderful in every way" in Melon Mambo. And this is going to be, oh, I have "Wishing you all the happiness." No, I want "You are wonderful." I mounted the wrong one there. All right, here we go. Yes. "You are wonderful in every way." See, then we wouldn't be using all of the stamps, right? Because that's my thing there. I like to use all the stamps and all of the dies in a class. Right here in the center. Good. And now for this, I'm going to take and put 3 dimensionals across the back. And it's ready. We're going to put that aside. In your envelope, you have a piece that it's about 4 inches by about an inch, and you're going to stamp the word "friend" in Melon Mambo. And I'm just going to put it kind of toward the bottom here, just like that. Now you can trim it on your trimmer or trim it with scissors, whichever that you'd like. You can just come across the top here. Just like that, and then just angle the edges just like that. Oh, I went the wrong way. Ah, hold up. I have another one. I have another piece right here. Oh, did you see I just snipped that absolutely the wrong way? So here is another piece, 4 by, you know, and I'm so good at doing that I had a piece ready. So there we go. We're going to stamp "friend." Let me go ahead and bring in my mini trimmer. This will just be fast instead of cutting it with the scissors. And there was one time that they did these for an incentive for recruiting. I wish they'd keep these little mini trimmers in stock. Okay, so right there, and that was hilarious. And then they sold them for a little bit, and then they discontinued them. Now I'm going to slice that way and then slice on this angle. Oh my goodness. There we go. There's our little sentiment, "friend." We'll put a couple of dimensionals there. And we'll move that to the side. Now, we have a lot of die cutting to do. Again, we're going to use every single flower and our leaves. Oh, I'm so excited. I love that. I love that we have all of these dies, and that I've really been using a lot of these. And even without this class, I love this Hues of Happiness because I like flowers. So let's see. I'm going to put these to the side. Here is the base. Now in your envelope, your base is 11 by 4 1/4. It's already scored at 4 1/2, 5 1/2, and 2 1/2 for you. Okay, And let's see, we're going to get the bone folder. Here it is. And we're going to fold that right here. And then this down, okay? Just like that. You're going to take a piece of the DSP, and I use the other side of this. I'm using this with the yellow flowers in it, this side. And so I'm going to take this and place it in here. Now, it doesn't matter however that you want to put it. Little lighter up top, darker at the bottom, however, wherever that your eye likes that. I kind of like it like that, so that's how we're going. I'm going to place this inside, place this inside right now. We can do that part. Okay, right in here. Little tone on tone kind of with that Melon Mambo, but it fades out. And I love this paper, how all of the, have a little piece of white right here. I could have, there we go. Filed that off if I'd have caught it before I put that down. Okay, so there we go. All right, now, also in your kit, you have a piece of basic white, and it is 4 by 2 3/4. I'm going to bring my little pad in here, and in Melon Mambo, I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday right at the top. Nice. Okay, I'm going to put this aside because we have a flower to cut out. Now, let's go ahead and put our DSP on our flaps. In the directions in the PDF, this I call the back flap, and this I call the front flap. So the front flap gets a piece of the Hues of Happiness DSP. It's the same, it's that, you know, with the pink, the Melon Mambo, and the yellow, the Daffodil Delight. And so the front flap gets a piece that is 4 by 2 1/4, and it will mount right here, okay? Now, if you wanted to, and you wanted to like enhance this a little bit because there's a little bit of black, you could cut black at 4 by 2 1/4, and then you could cut your DSP to give it another layer at like 3 3/4 by 2, and layer it onto the black. I happen to like it right on the Melon Mambo, so that's how I'm going to do it for this one. But just another variation, step it up a little bit there if you wanted to. And just use this measurement as the solid black and then reduce it down by 1/4 for your DSP. Now, I'm calling this the back flap, and this is 4 by 2 3/4. And again, the same thing. I want that rose looking this way, because see, this is going to come up like that. Okay, I like that. Yeah, just like that. Oh, actually, it's that piece just cut, right? So yeah, so there we go right there. So that works. It doesn't have to be the piece that is cut from this, okay? So I must have cut this 4 inches by like 4, 5. I must have cut it 4 by 5 and then cut one off at 2 3/4, and that's where I got that deviation. But it's the same, you know, it follows itself. Isn't that nice? So that's pretty cool, right? You know what I found in my, while I was cutting and looking through everything, I found a bunch of this paper left over that I had. I love that. I love that I found some more of this in my little plastic bag that the paper comes in. Okay, now I want that to be an easel, just like this, okay? So we have the front and the back flaps on, and the DSP on the flaps. And so I'm just going to kind of hold that here, and would have helped if I'd have took the backs off, right? Take the backs off of the dimensionals. And we're just going to come here, and I'm just going to kind of leave about, what is that, about a 1/2 inch, and then center it about a 1/2 inch from the bottom, and then that's just going to fold right into that. Because this is up on dimensionals, that's what allows this to become an easel. I could have raised that up just a little bit right there. Okay, just like that. Okay, Really, really nice. So look at our card coming together. We can actually now put this on here because what we're going to attach here, we're not stamping, we're cutting out, we're die cutting. This is the second die cut card. Remember I said I have 2 that we're going to color and then 2 that we're going to die cut. So I'm going to put this right here. And we have our happy birthday. That is so nice. All right, now, this is really pretty, but we've got to decorate this, guys. We've got to decorate that, right? Let's move it aside, and let's start to cut out. Let's see, I think, am I done with my ink? Yes, I believe I am. Let's go ahead and close our ink up here, and I'll get it out of the way. And let's go ahead and bring this piece in. So here's where I've been getting all of this beautiful color from. And let's see, I believe I need 3 large flowers right in here. I need this one, and we need some greenery. So let's just start cutting, okay? Just like we did with the other card. And you just cut right along with me. So let's see, I'm going to take this one and that greenery. I'm going to take these 2 flowers, okay, and I know I need the one with the stem, so I'm going to come around here. I know I need one of those. Might have to be grabbing greenery from another sheet, I don't know, we'll see, but you'll have plenty. And this is beautiful paper. I know you'll want to order more of the Hues of Happiness. So I'm going to come up through here. I'm going to get this greenery right here. You see, there is a method to this madness here, right? Because this is going to fit in our stamp cut and emboss machine. Let's see what we have. Okay. So, let's go ahead and get this greenery needs to come out of here because we need it. So we're just going to slice some of this up, and I'm careful around these flowers, even those that are cut off, okay? Because like I said, you could cut those and then tuck them behind one. It just looks like you have a flower behind a flower, which is what we do anyway, right? We're always layering things. Go through here. And I love that this greenery is in different shades of the greenery. It just makes the card look great. So come here, get that one. And I already know I'm going to need these guys, right? We're really chopping this up. But that's what this paper is for. It is definitely to use with the die cuts, or use the die cuts, you know, of course with the stamp. But wow, isn't that fun when, you know, we just like cut it out and have it? Let me get this one over here. So I hope you're cutting with me. Like I said, on my classes, I take my time. We cut together. I talk to you like you're right here in the room with me. Especially, you know, like through the pandemic. Let's see, what have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've got plenty of those. Okay. So I might have one too many of those. And then how many of these do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of needed 5, but I have an extra one of this, so let's go with this. If I need to slice up another one, we will, okay? So let's move this aside. I still don't even know really if I have enough flowers. So let's see. Let's start to cut these first. Let's bring the machine in. And as I cut them, I'll lay them out like the front flap, the back flap, the inside. And we'll see where we're at, okay? So let's put this little guy here. And we'll just kind of fit these around wherever that we can. And let's get this big one cut out. I have to find my my swoop right here. So, oh, no, I'm too close there. I'm not going to get that one cut out yet. Okay, let's go here. All right, we've got that. Okay, let's see. Do I have a stem? I'm too close. Do I have a swirly flower? I'm too close, right? Yeah, okay. All right, we're good. Get a plate. So we've exhausted where we can put those. And then we'll pass it through again. Let's see what we have here. So the front flap gets this flower, and I'll just kind of move things around. And it also gets one of these leaves right here, and this one right here. Okay, that's for the front. So far, so good. So I definitely need my little stemmed flower here. Okay, so we're just going to work our way down. And I'll get another one right here, a little greenery. I'll bring this greenery in, and I'll place this one right here. Just maximizing each pass with as many that, you know, that we can cut as we can. All right, let's see. Oh, we can get this large one. Okay, so I look for my little flat part. That's where my eye goes, and then it goes right to this. See, and then it has this little point right in here, and there's a little teeny tiny point right there. Okay, so that's good. And I think I'm good with this pass. Okay. Right here. All right, now this flower goes on the inside, so I'm completed with that one, I believe. No, I need another one of those. Oh, okay. I do need another. Okay. So here's my front pile. And I have those two flowers. I need this greenery. And I have that. Good. And another little one right here. Okay, good. Now let's go ahead and cut this little flower right here. And let's go ahead and get another big flower right here. And some more greenery. We just keep cutting, right? I love to die cut. There we go there. And I can just steal that space right in there. I'm going to put that right here. I hope you hear the birds. I finally have the window open. I turned the pump off on the pool and opened the window. It's so gorgeous out here this evening. So it takes me a day of work to do the PDF. The PDF takes about 5 to 6 hours to complete with the taking of the pictures and all of that. So, and then I take another day and I do my, the video, and this takes another, 4 or 5 hours for me to do by the time I set it up and, get everything transferred. Then it has to process, and that's a whole day in itself. Uploading, downloading, side loading. I don't know what the computer does, but it loads, and it takes a while. So, all right, let's go ahead and cut some more greenery right here. And I believe I need this other flower. I'm doing really well finding my little, here it is, and then here it is. That's going to fit right there. Ah, I love it. Okay. Wow, have we maximized this piece of paper or what? Now, but still, to me, I still have another flower on here because it's this. I won't throw that out because I will layer that on something. I know I'll find something to layer that on, you know. Okay, so here's that. Let me hold that to the side. I think I said I needed another one with a stem, right? So I have that right here. Let's go ahead and cut that little jewel out right now. There we go. I think I said I needed 2 with the stem. And let me see if I have any other pieces of greenery over here. Yes, I do. One of those. So yes, I finally opened the window in here. I was so happy because like spring and summer are my time of year, and I love the birds. I love to hear it. I love the smells. It's so fresh and clean. Maybe that's why I like to craft with flowers. You know, it just reminds me of this time of the year. And blooming and everything's coming alive. I love it. Again, I'm saving this flower because there's way too much of it. You know, you can put another one right over top of it. You would never know that it was cut off there. So that's wonderful. All right, let's see about these. And I think, I'm not sure if I have, let's count them up before I move everything. So I have 3 large flowers. I have this one and that one for the front. And I have this and this for the back. Oh, I need another swirly flower. And here it is. I need this swirly flower. Right here. Just like that. This should go on the inside too. Cut as many flowers as you want, you know. I mean, I'm just duplicating what I did. And again, here's 2 flowers definitely that you can use. Okay. Let's see how we do with this. Get these pieces off of here. Okay. Here we go. All right, now let's go ahead and on the inside of this card where the happy birthday is, I'm going to go ahead and put this flower right here. So pretty, right? So pretty. Let's go ahead and we'll put this down with Tombow. Just like that. We're going to go ahead right here and we're going to make a little spray of flowers. We're going to use the lighter. It doesn't really matter. It's just what I did. Let's just say the yellow large flower. We're going to use some greenery right here. We're going to use our swirly flower that we just cut. And then our stem flower, little flower with the little stem right here. Okay, let's get the press and seal. Now, like I said, you don't have to have the press and seal. You can just put it down there with your dimensionals, layering it on top of each other. But this is a fantastic, easy peasy way to get everything together. And just kind of put your dimensionals right there. And where the paper junctions, put a dimensional, and we're good to go. Oh, oops, I popped this up with dimensionals. On my original, I put it down with Tombow, but we're going to pop this one up with dimensionals. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it. Oh, I forgot a leaf too. Okay, we're going to put a leaf on it in just a second, and I'm going to put this right here, and I'm just going to rub that down, and I'm going to peel it back, and it's perfect. I love it. I did forget a little leaf. A dual leaf right in here. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and pop a dimensional right here since that's what we used. And we'll just put that right in there. Make sure it doesn't come off or outside of the card. It can come right to the edge, but not out or off of it, okay? Just like that. Fun. So much fun. Look at that. How cute is that when you open that up? Surprise. Okay, now let's do the front. Let's actually do the back flap. We need a big flower right here. And I'll just put about 3 dimensionals on this one. Just like that. Isn't it fun to decorate when you have these die cuts? I think it's just so much fun. I need 2 of my greenery here. 1 here. And put that one up here. And then 1 coming down here. Just like that. And now remember we did our friend. We're going to take dimensionals off of that. And we're going to pop this up right here. Hit that. Whoop, you know what? I only need 1 dimensional. Because that flower's already popped up. Let's go ahead and put some Tombow here. So sorry. 1 dimensional. And then that's going to come right across the flower. But don't let it come off of the card. Now I'll tell you, this right under here needs a dimensional. So definitely needs one right there. So I should have just kept that one and lowered it. Yep. It definitely needs a little support under here. Just like that. Or you could even use a piece of 1. There we go. Just like so. Okay. Alright, there we go there. It's just like that. Coming along. Okay, now on the front flap, let's go ahead and just use dimensionals, okay? Just in case you don't have the press and seal. Let's do that, okay? So we have our large flower, and we'll put this down with like 3 of them, just like we did. Large flower. And I just keep saying I love the yellow, the Daffodil Delight with the Melon Mambo. It's so pretty. And I'm going to take the swirly flower and I'm going to tuck it. Should I tuck it over here? Yeah, just like that. Okay. So we're working from the center out. This just needs 1 dimensional. And I'm going to tuck that right in here. Now, it's okay if it comes up here, because when that bends, that's going to look real cute, you know, if it sticks up off of it. You just don't want it to come off of the side. Now, I'm going to take this larger flower and put it right here, just with 1 dimensional. Kind of got it offset to the left a little bit, that dimensional. So I'm going to put this right here. Okay, now, let's go ahead and layer in some greenery. Dimensional there on the bottom. I'm going to place this in here, and like I said, it can stick up. That's no problem there. That does not impinge putting it into the envelope. Okay, let's see. Let's put this one out here. Okay. Another dimensional on the back. I'm going to stick that one right there. And let's see. I want that one right down in here. Just kind of tucking it. Just making a nice spread. Now, like I said, to the bottom, because you can't go off the envelope, okay? So watch that, okay? And now, let me think here. Do I want 2 up here? 1 there, maybe 1 coming here. Ooh, that was cute, because then that's going to stick up. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, right there. And this is going to go right behind there and pop up with that dimension. And isn't that just too stinking cute for a card? I think that's just wonderful. How much fun with a little bit of just 1 more score. One more score did that. To make that little easel, pop anything you want up here with dimensionals and make that one more score, and you always have a nice easel card. And I love the way the greenery comes off of it a little bit when it's sitting there. Isn't that cute? Really nice. Okay, let's get our envelopes. And this is our third card. Oh my goodness, it came out so cute. There we go with our third one, the easel card. All right, back in just a moment, I'll set up for our very last card with this class. I had to get back on here because I completely forgot to put my glossy dots assortment on here. And it really does make the card because look, that's without and this is with. And those little dots really do it justice. So in the large one, I'm going to put a large, we're going to use all Daffodil Delight on this, all the yellows, just like that. And on Friend, just a couple right here, just like that. Then a medium, about in there. And I think we're good. Yes, very much so. All right, now as you can see, those glossy dots assortments, those dots really make a difference in this card. Sorry, I forgot them. Glad I remembered to get back on here and put them on. Back in a minute with the last one. Okay, this is the last card. I hope you've enjoyed your Hues of Happiness card class for the month of June. In July, I will be doing a Christmas in July class that I'm very excited about. So look for that coming up at the beginning of July. Now, this last card is just beautiful. I love it. I love Fresh Freesia and Pool Party together. It looks so pretty. And this is the other side of that beautiful paper right here. I love the way that they did all of these colors on here and kind of, you know, you could do this one either way, green at the top or green at the bottom. I was going on like a purple sky and green as grass. However that, you know, you want to put it is fine. We're going to make this little piece right here also. That piece is 4 by 3 of basic white, and I don't have that. Let me get some. So let me cut that really quick at 4 by 3. Make sure, yes. Okay, so this will be in your kit, and then the inside will also be in there. You've got Pool Party at 5 by 3 3/4 and basic white 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. You will cut your DSP right here at Hues of Happiness 5 1/4 by 4, and you will have a piece of basic white 4 by 3, and then we're going to die cut that together. You'll do that also. I've also included a piece extra of basic white to stamp on, and this is 8 by 2 1/4. You'll get out an extra piece of basic white or whatever scrap paper that you have to put in your envelope while we go ahead and stamp that. Let's just go ahead and do that, and we'll just begin with our envelope. I'm going to put my little piece of scrap paper in here. It's the same one that I used just a few minutes ago, and I'll put that in there just like that so that it doesn't bleed through too bad. And we'll use the Memento Black ink right here in this corner, and then right here. And now we're going to go ahead and color these pretty little flowers, and we'll put that in the inside of the card also. I want to use my Pool Party blends. I'm going to use the dark and the little bullet or nib tip, whatever you want to call it there, and do every single petal. I'm not going to tri-color or double color any of these flowers. I love the Pool Party. I love the blue. It's like a bluish green, Pool Party is. I think it's a great color. I've always liked it ever since they've come out with it. A very long time ago. So there's that. Let's get some light granny apple green for our stems here. And again, I'm barely touching them, and up there I just dot it. Here, just dot it. Just like that. And now on these, because that's Pool Party, I'm going to use a light Daffodil Delight and the inside of that flower. Isn't that pretty? Excuse me. Let's do this on this side now. And right there. And now a little Pool Party. It colors up really fast. Easy peasy coloring. And the as you see, that black ink is perfect for that alcohol marker not to bleed out onto the paper. Of course, you can go outside the lines, and then we have a color lifter for that. Look how pretty that is, the outside of that envelope. And that didn't take long. What did that take? All of 2 minutes? So really cute. But see, that's why we put that paper inside. I'll show you that again. It even the Pool Party comes through, okay? All right, great. Now, let's go ahead and do some stamping here of what we're then going to color and die cut. So, oh, I forgot to get my greenery out here. Let me get a couple blocks there. So I want one of the double leaves. I want two of the ones that have more. I'm going to turn this one upside down on it. The 5. And let's see, I'll go that way with that one. I might not have gotten enough ink on that. Okay, let me do that again. We should have plenty of paper. You'll have plenty of paper. Right there. Good. Let's get this large flower inked up. Sometimes when they're big, you can take the ink pad to the stamp. Sometimes that's easier than... And I just dropped that a little bit. It's my thumb with the brace on it. And I bet you're laughing. And she's going back to be a dental assistant, right? Yeah. I can still use it. I can use the tip of it. There we go there. And let's go ahead and get this pretty flower right here at the bottom. Good. Okay, now let's set this. Well, let's go ahead and color. Might as well, right? Light granny apple green. We're not going to color that one right there. This one's actually a better one, I think. I'm trying to decide. Yeah, I'll use this one. It's fine. Because once we cut it out, it'll look great. And boy, I'll tell you, when these markers are brand new, and this is a new granny apple green that I've got, wow, it really lays down the color. You know, I can see it just kind of squishing out. So, which is fantastic because it doesn't take you a second to color things. Now, of course, if you wanted to, you can take some dark granny apple green. If you're really good with shading, you can go ahead and do that on this. I'm just making it one color. And this one too. Pretty. I'm skipping that one. Okay. Now let's go ahead and color this little guy. I love this. This is the Fresh Freesia. Let's take the light Fresh Freesia and color our entire flower. We'll do just like we did on all of the other ones with this type of a technique where we're adding the dark after the light and not blending it. Just gives you a little bit of a different look. But if you don't like it, you can blend it out. Do whatever. Just color the flower with one. You color it however you want. I kind of like to outline and then come into the center. Oh, that's so pretty. Isn't that fresh freesia beautiful? Now let's use that dark fresh freesia now and the bullet tip. And come in here where some of these spaces are. And you're going to get some beautiful shading this way. Just a different way to do it. And come to the outside there. And kind of come in here. Maybe in and around that. I'm happy with that. Nice. Pool Party Light. We're going to color the entire flower. Except for the... I'm going to color the center because my glossy dots are Pool Party. So... oh boy. We need to order Pool Party, don't we? Let's go ahead and get this. So this now I'm coloring with a dark Pool Party on the brush side, but then I'm going to use the bullet or nib tip to make the darker parts. I hope I ordered that. I ordered me some blends. I hope I did. Put the Pool Party on there. I was so concerned with not having Melon Mambo, you know. Going to come around these edges here really fast. Kind of went outside the line there. I'm glad I did though. I'll show you the color lifter then. You should always have this. If you're going to place an order, throw your color lifter on there for exactly what we're going to do here. I didn't put it in the add-ons. I guess I wasn't even thinking about it, but it is called a color lifter, and you don't erase, push the color back into where it should be. I just push it back into the flower. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to take the dark one and the nib tip, and this will lighten up, and I'm going to come through here and I'm going to go ahead and darken, and you can see it's going to do it. Again, it's still going to do it. It's still going to shade it. See? Isn't that wonderful? And it's just going to really shade it nicely, actually. Let me come around here. And I'm just picking these out at random. It doesn't mean that the next one I do is going to look like this. It could be totally different. Right there. Right here. That's enough. Beautiful. Oh, I'm happy the way that turned out. Okay, let me move these out of the way. And let's see. Let's go ahead now and move the Stamp Cut and Emboss machine in. I still need some of my ink, so I'm not going to close things up just yet. Let's move this in right here. Now you're going to take your piece that is 4x3 basic white, and I want to make like I've been to the library, okay? Something like that. And again, you know how we said before, see where the blade is on that? You want that at the top because, see, you want your circles towards you, okay? So you want this toward the top of the paper, so it cuts that part off. So I'm just going to place this right here, and I'm going to run that through. So this reminds me of like maybe a Rolodex or something like that kind of a card, okay? Look at how cute that is when that comes out of there. I'm just going to take all of these little pieces, the little dots. I'm just removing them with my fingers this time. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? I'm going to put that aside. Let me clean my plate. Get my little spatula here. It works really quick. Put this back here. Get myself going the right way here. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and put everything in that we colored, that we made pretties on, right? And let's see, what do we have here? We have this rose in, oh, so pretty, fresh freesia. I used to have a room when I was growing up that was lavender. And then I became a rebellious teenager and made my father paint the walls black. And that was in the 70s. Okay, so let's look for the little point, little flat part. Little point, little flat part. There we go. Lines up perfect. I love that. Okay. And now, let's see. I think I'm going to cut those two because I had to space those out because I made a boo-boo right there. So let's just cut these and then we'll reposition it. I had 3 walls black and 1 wall white. I had a lava lamp and a shag black and white carpet. And my father was like, when I walk in your room, it makes me sick. I'll always remember that. It's like too much movement. I don't know. You know, I look back and we have Mason is now becoming a young, you know, middle schooler, and I look back and I think to myself, wow, how dare I, okay? But it's what it is. You're just stupid. I don't know. So, yeah. My dad was like, if we ever have to sell this house, I'm going to have to paint these walls silver first before we could get any color on it because they're black. The 3 walls. How funny. Yes, but I think of now and I think, oh my goodness, how dare I ever. I guess that's when you're starting to become your parents, right? Which you swore you'd never do, but it happens. It happens. I laugh about it because it's like, oh, I swore that I will never do blah, 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 you know. And of course, yeah, it's happening. How pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, let's move this aside. Well, I have sure had fun with you guys this afternoon, putting all of our beautiful cards together. Let's go ahead and put our dimensionals on everything here. And let's see, where did I put those little jewels? Right up here. Yeah, we'll put 3 back here. And we'll put a couple on this pretty fresh freesia one. I always worry that I'm working off camera. I got this mat so that I didn't have to worry about lines anymore. And that has really taken a lot of stress off of me. I was always worried. I was like, gosh, that's not straight. This, you know, and now I don't have to worry about that. So, yeah. So that really, I like that. The other side of this has grid on it, you know, but I just flipped it so that I had the solid side, and I am enjoying it. Okay, let me put these up here. Okay, card base. And let's go ahead and put our piece of DSP. And like I said, it's 5 1/4 by 4. Getting my little fuzzes off. And we're going to go ahead and put this on the outside. I didn't stamp my inside, so I want to do that. We did our envelope. Oh, that's so pretty. So the inside, yeah, we got a little bit to do here, don't we? Is this piece of basic white, 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. I want to stamp congratulations because on the outside we're going to stamp best wishes. Congratulations in fresh freesia at the top. Very nice. And our little bouquet of flowers here to mimic our envelope. Just like that. See, I wasn't done with my blends, right? Let's go ahead and use some Granny Apple Green really quick here. And some light Daffodil Delight for the inside of the flower. It looks so pretty when we do the flowers with the light pool party. Did I use the light or the dark? I think I used the dark. Let's do that. It does enhance it. Yes, I did. Yeah. It makes that yellow stand out. So pretty. These little flowers are so dainty and sweet. And you know, when you give this card to somebody and they know that you've put your time in to color these petals, you always really hope that they appreciate it, right? I know I do. Okay, let's put this on on our mat. That is Pool Party, 5 by 3 3/4. This is in your kit, in your envelope. I always give you everything to put the insides of your card together too. Look how pretty that fresh freesia on that Pool Party is. So soft, you know, really nice. So like somebody, okay, my daughter had to take an exam for this insurance license that she's going for. And so she had to take a state exam and she passed it. So this would be a great card to give her. Best wishes and congratulations. Passing your exam. There we go on the inside. Now we've got this on the outside. Now, let's go ahead and take this little piece right here and stamp our best wishes at the bottom in Pool Party. Right here. Just like that. Ah, I love it. This is so cute. Isn't that adorable? Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to place it here, but on an angle with dimensionals. I'll put 5. And we have our dimensionals on our flowers and all cut out. Our envelope is good. The inside is good. We've used every single die and every single stamp in this class. I'm very happy with that. I want to go ahead and put this on at just a little bit of an angle, and I'm already going, well, no, I'm going to start. I will start with my Pool Party. I'm putting this right here because I'm notorious for forgetting these things. And I'm going to put a medium down here. Now I'm going to go ahead and place my flowers right here. And I'm just going to start bringing these guys in. And they can come off of the page as long as they're not off the card. We're going to use a glossy dot right here. That's why I went over that in Pool Party so that it would, oh, isn't that fantastic? I love that. I love it. Now let's put this little one right here. Good. And let's take this rose and put it right here. And then this greenery and put it right there. See, when you put all of your time into it and get everything colored, cut out, put your dimensionals on it, when you're starting to put things together, it's just pick it up and put it down. It's fantastic to put everything together that way. Let me One, 2, 3, 4. Yes, okay. I was like, am I missing a card? Let's put some more. There's 180 of these glossy dots in here. So have fun. Use them. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Such a pretty card. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Now, here is your card class for this month. I hope you'll enjoy these. There's 2 of those. Oh, I put some of the other ones away. Okay, so here's our easel card. Here's this one. Let me get them. I have to put them all together. I really love to put them all together. Okay, I've got them. And then this one. And remember, orientate, really watch that video on this one. Whew! Orientate to the angle of that DSP. So here we have 2 here, 2 there. We've got these 2 and these 2 right here. 8 beautiful cards with the Hues of Happiness suite. I hope you had a lot of fun, and I so appreciate everyone purchasing my classes and supporting my business like you do. I really appreciate it. I know I'm just going to go back to work for just a little bit, but it's just to help out. And but I'm always here, and I am not giving up Stampin' Up. A lot of people have asked me that. Nope. Just going to go back and you know, just help out where help is needed at this point. And, you know, so I'm here as your demonstrator, and I'll still be doing card classes and still be doing videos. During those 3 weeks that I'm working, the videos might slow down a little bit, but that's okay. We're in the middle of the summer. A lot of people are having fun outside, so it's probably the best time for something like that to happen. So I really do appreciate every one of you guys, and always go to your happy space, do happy crafting. Look at these gorgeous cards that we made. So much fun, and I sure did enjoy spending the day with you. Happy crafting!